Hello and welcome everyone. So in our previous video we saw what is schema and model and how to create one. So in today's video we will see how to hash our password, okay, and what is hashing. So when we save a password, like say suppose I will save my password as 1234. But in hashing, what happens is that this password is saved as some random string. That might be XYZ or anything, okay, but apart from 1234 it is hashed and saved as some other random string. This is called as a hashing, okay. And why this hashing is required, say suppose I am working on the database, then I have access to your password, right? That exactly the thing that we don't want our password to be seen by other people. There in some other cases that might also happens that the database might get hacked or something, so the hacker will have access to all the passwords, right? This will be a tragic thing. So in order to avoid this, before our password getting saved to our database, it is hashed. Say suppose I'm saving as some xyz, the output will be some random string that will be saved, okay. So to hash our password, we have one small library called as a bcrypt. Let us install that, okay. So I will say npm bcrypt, okay. So this is the library which help us to hash our password. So over here you can see that it's a library to which help us to hash our password. So here you can see we have to import this bcrypt, and let us just install it first, okay. So here you can see the download is humongous, right? So let us just install it. Mm. So I will go in my terminal and I will install bcrypt. Okay, it is taking time. Okay, wait. So it is installed. And now let me close this. Okay. So I will import bcrypt. Okay, I've imported bcrypt. So now mm, I will say user schema dot pre. Okay. Pre is some hook which help us, like before. Pre means before, right? Means I want to hash my password before this data is saved to the database. So I'm saying user schema dot pre, and before saving it, I want to pass a function. I will say function hash password and I will give parameter as a next. Okay. So since we will be using this keyword in this function, we cannot use arrow functions. The name function has to be used, okay. So I will say user const user is equal to this. This refers to a user schema. So we are here. So this is referring to this, okay. So I will say const salt is equal to, okay, what we'll see what is salt, okay. So here um we can see that salt rounds are there. Salt, I'm saying here salt, right, which is exactly this salt, which is tells us how many rounds of salt we need to add. So basically we use 10, which is a more secure way, because see, when we add salt to our food, it is little salty, but if I add it one more time, it will be even more salty, and if I add even more, then it will be even more salty. So this is exactly like that. It will hash our password even more times. Okay, so this round tell us that how many times the hashing should be done in more secure way. So I will say salt equal to 10. Okay. I cannot directly give 10, so I have to say bcrypt dot 10 salt sync. Okay, so generate salt sync, and that has to be 10. Then I will say const, I will say hash password is equal to bcrypt dot hash sync. So it will be synchronous. So I will say, I will give the password, that is the user dot password, comma the salt. We have to pass the salt. Okay. So here it will take our current password which we want to hash. Okay, that is the user. This is the user, right? So user dot password. So it will take our password and add this salt. So how many rounds of hashing it should be done? That many rounds it will add, and it will hash our password. Now I want this password to be saved in place of this password. So I will say um, user dot password, user dot password equal to hash password. So before, like, a password gets saved to our database, it will save our hash password instead of our normal password. Okay, and afterwards we will say next. We will call our next. So this is how we hash our password in our MongoDB database. To revise with, first of all we will install bcrypt library, and then we will say user schema.pre. Pre is a hook which MongoDB provides us. It's some pre hooks are available. So in this case we want to hash our password before the password is getting saved to our database. So I will say pre, and before saving I will execute this function. So this function will hash our password. So I want to have access to this password, so I will say user is equal to this. So this user has access to the password, right? And to hash our password we will require salt. Okay, the salt is a number of rounds which is required to hash our password. So this salt we have to add. Okay, add to the hash thing. So hash password is equal to bcrypt dot hash sync, and the user dot password, the current password, and our salt is added. So this will hash our password, and then I am saying user dot password is equal to hash password. So this will save our hash password instead of a normal password, and then I will call our next function. So this is how the hash password is created. So this is all for today, guys. Thanks for watching. Stay motivated and keep coding.